Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. There today's topic is regulation of respiration. So that it is for the class 11th and subject is zoology. We know that here is the organ which regulate the respiration in our body is the nervous system. So we write here the nervous system normally adjusts the rate of alveolar ventilation. The nervous system normally adjusts the normally adjusts the rate of alveolar rate of alveolar al v l o r v o l alveolar ventilation ventilation. So that we should mean it here that nervous system is the only organ that normally adjusts the rate of alveolar aleveo alveolar rate ventilation almost exactly to the right here almost exactly to the demand of the body, exactly to the demand of the body. So that how my body needs the nervous system, it adjusts the rate of alveolar respiration, ventilation and respiration. So we write here that beside the nervous control, besides the nervous control, respiration is controlled by chemicals. Respiration is controlled by is controlled by chemicals. So right here, nervous control or the respiration of respiration. First is here is the nervous control. Nervous control. Nervous control means normal quiet breathing occurs involuntary. You know that normal quiet breathing occurs QUIET quiet breathing occurs normally quiet breathing occurs involuntarily. So right here that respiratory center is composed of several group of neurons. Respiratory center is located. Respiratory center is composed of several group of is composed of several group of neurons. Groups of neurons such that which are located bilaterally in the medulla, located bilaterally in the medulla of the brain, the medulla oblongata, OVLONGATA, medulla oblongata, and ponus medullae, and ponus in the brain. So here, brain is divided into three major collections. It is divided into three major collections. Number one is the a dorsal respiratory group, a dorsal respiratory group, a dorsal respiratory group located in the dorsal portion of the medulla, located at the dorsal portion of the medulla. Number one. Number two, a ventral respiratory group, a ventral respiratory group, a ventral respiratory group located in the located in the ventrolateral ventrolateral part of the medulla. So here, firstly, right there, the nervous system normally adjusts the rate of alveolar ventilation almost exactly to the demands of the body. Besides the nerves control, respiration is controlled by chemicals. Firstly, we write here nerves control. Nerves control normal quiet breathing occurs in voluntary. We write here. We know it that the respiratory center composed of several group of neurons located bilaterally in the medulla oblongata and pons. It is divided into three major collections. Number one, a dorsal respiratory group located in the dorsal portion of the medulla. Number one. Second, a ventral respiratory group located in the ventrolateral part of the medulla. Third is the a pneumatic. Number third is right here. Is the write the number third here. A pneumotaxic, a pneumotaxic, taxic, a primo taxic, taxic, center located dorsally. It is located dorsally in the superior portion of the pons. In the superior portion of the pons, and here is the right first dorsal respiratory group of neurons. We will define here first the dorsal respiratory group of neurons. Group of neurons. You know that the dorsal respiratory group of neurons, right here, they extend most of the length of the medulla, extends these dorsal respiratory group of neurons, which are located the dorsal side, which are located dorsal portion of the medulla. They extend most of the length of the medulla, most of the length of the medulla, and in the nucleus of the tractus solitarius, and in the nucleus of the nucleus of the and in the nucleus of the tractus, tractus solitarius, Solitarus, solitarius, tractus solitarius. The nucleus is also the sensory termination of the both. The nucleus is also the sensory termination of both. Also the sensory termination of the both the vagal and the glossopharyngeal nerve. Both the vagus and the vagal and the glossopharyngeal nerve, GLOSSO, glossopharyngeal, PHARYNGAL, pharyngeal nerve. So you transmit sensory signals to the respiratory center, which transmit sensory signals, transmit sensory signals to the respiratory center, to the respiratory center from the peripheral chemoreceptors and baroreceptors, from the peripheral peripheral chemoreceptors and baroreceptors, and also the basic rhythm of inspiration is generally mainly in the dorsal group of neurons. Here we write the basic rhythm of inspiration is generated mainly in the dorsal respiratory group of neurons. We write here the basic rhythm of inspiration, basic rhythm, RHYTHM, rhythm of inspiration is generated of inspiration is generated it is generated mainly in the respiratory group of neurons, mainly in the respiratory group of neurons, and the inspiratory center controls quiet breathing. Inspiratory center, the inspiratory center controls quiet breathing. The inspiratory center controls quiet breathing. They control the quiet breathing. Its neurons are active for about 2 seconds and the rest for about 3 seconds. It is neurons are its neurons they are active for about 2 seconds for about 2 seconds and they are rest for 3 seconds for about 2 seconds and then rest for about then rest for about 3 seconds. So the impulse is sent by these neurons. They contract the inspiratory muscles, the diaphragm, and internal and external intercostal muscles, and causes inhalation. The expiration in the cause are passive by elastic recoil of the lungs and thoracic cage. Therefore, normal quiet breathing is caused only by the dorsal group of inspirating neurons. The second is the ventral respiratory group of neurons. These are located in the ventral part of the medulla oblongata in the nucleus ambiguous and nucleus caudalis. These send the signals of both inspiration and expiration, and these neurons remain almost totally inactive during normal quiet respiration. During heavy breathing, the inspiratory center sends impulses to the ventral neurons. As a consequence, the ventral respiratory area does then contribute the share to the respiratory drive as well. Thank you.